Before the diagnosis, my mom was definitely the life of the party. And she was a genuinely happy person. She loved life.
She was very social, and she was very energetic in her business, in the real estate business, and she loved to help people.
She just did what she wanted to do. She didn't care what the norm was. She was always like, I'm gonna do this, and that's what it's gonna be. She's who I wanted to be when I was an adult.
We were both in the real estate world. We were doing a transaction, and we had to go meet at the property. And I got to the property, and she wasn't there. She called me. She was crying. She was lost, and she just couldn't follow her GPS or even a street sign. And that's when I really knew something else was wrong.
I moved into a new house, and she was gonna help me get all set up. I noticed something was really off. She couldn't figure out where she was, and she was pacing a lot more, and she didn't want me to leave the room, that she didn't want to be without me for 5 seconds. She wanted me to be around all the time, or else she got really anxious and agitated.
The original diagnosis was with a neurologist, of course, and once he finished that test, and she got half of them right, or if you want to say half of them wrong, he immediately diagnosed it as early onset Alzheimer's because she was 55 years old at the time.
But I remember the call that he gave me after the diagnosis, and that we're going to get through this together, and we got to stick together as a family. And that's literally when my life changed, that call.
The biggest change was in her confidence level and her ability to interact with other people. Because she has lucid periods where she knows what she doesn't know. And that's what agitates her more than anything else.
When she gets agitated, I usually try to listen to what she's trying to tell me, because it's usually she's trying to ask for something or do something.
Her agitation really got worse as she was diagnosed. She's a very smart person and prided herself in being able to process things.
If I can't figure out what's going on, I try to redirect. So one of the biggest things that I do is put on music, or, find the dog, something that makes her happy.
If she were to try to tell me something and I'm not getting it, I don't know what she's pointing to or whatever, that's when she gets agitated, because I think she starts to realize she'll stand up and she'll walk upstairs. She tries to get away from the situation and hide from it, so to speak. The toughest part is seeing it happen and knowing what she was like before all this happened. The transition that goes on. Even though I'm here with her every day, I notice it.
Each day, something else is going to change, and just anticipating that she's going to be gone eventually, all while losing her and mourning her while she's still sitting in front of you. If I were going to give advice to somebody that is going through a new diagnosis, I would say to cherish every little moment that you have, and try to take as many pictures and as many videos and do as many fun things as you can while you still can, because you don't know when it's not going to happen anymore.
The hardest thing that I had to learn to do was have patience. The key to a caregiver is patience. And it doesn't come easily, because a lot of times it's nonstop.
Always try to laugh, no matter what. Laughing changes the world. Be patient and try not to get frustrated, because that's still the person that you love, whether you can see it directly or not. The word is starting to get out there. I'm seeing it more on social media. I'm seeing it more in the media. I think that the awareness is growing.
I do feel that the medical community and the population in general is becoming more aware of this particular disease, especially early onset. I'm believing that there's hope down the road.
I do see a community. We just have to figure out how to get that community together. Good birthday though, right?
Yes, that was just, I was like out of it. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
And I did say this to her back then, and continued to, and told her that we were doing this together. We're going through this together. You're not alone.
One of my best memories was always going to the beach with my mom. It was her favorite place in the world.
Oh my, Mommy's in the sand with Audra?
We'd sit on the beach, and she would always tell us, I hope you find a passion as big as my passion for the beach. And that's probably my biggest memory of my mom, that I'll hold forever. If she knew what was going on, I would tell her that no matter what happened, that she is deeply loved by her daughters, by her son, by her husband, by her parents, by everybody, and she's not a burden. That's what I would tell them. Say thank you.
Thank you.
And say hi.
Hi.
And
Hey, you guys.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a good time.
It's a great time.
I know. I see.